appropriately, we're at the birthplace of Origin, Suncorp Stadium, formerly Lang Park, the graveyard. Crowd now capacity crowd stacked into Suncorp Stadium. 35 years ago, it was Beatson and Raudonikis leading their states into what has now become one of the great sporting events, Holden State of Origin. And the crowd, as you can see, with that dramatic maroon background, just sprinkled in amongst them some of the sky blue supporters that have made the trek here to Brisbane to watch the decider of 2015. Game 105, the end of the 34th year. This is the 18th decider in history of State of Origin. Queensland, of the 17, have won 11. New South Wales, just 4. Suncorp Stadium and Brisbane, they've been home to 9 deciders, and New South Wales have won only 2. Significantly, those two sides from 94 and 05 had lost game 1, just like this team had this year. There he is, the beast of Belmore. And David Klemmer, 21 years of age, 197 centimetres and 116 kilos. I'll get Gus to give us that in feet and inches sometime during the telecast, but I've got no hope at 197 centimetres. Look at the size of him. He is taller than James Tarman by 3 centimetres. But the Blues are out there, and I don't think this comes as a shock. Queensland were made to wait in Melbourne. Now Queensland are saying to the Blues, now it's your turn to sit out there in the middle and listen to the crowd, their jeers. An occasional cheer, but not too many. Not yet anyway. These are the defending champions, New South Wales. They haven't been able successfully to defend the title since 2005 with Danny Badiris and his team. Here comes Queensland. Justin Hodges, his last Origin, his first was back in 2002. 13 test matches, 3 grand finals, 24 Origins for Justin. And he didn't make the test side till 2006 after a pretty shaky start to his Origin career in 2002 with a couple of bloopers, but he's going to end this career of his, I'm sure, in a blaze of glory. The two sides come across, link arms, and assemble for tonight's rendition of the national anthem.
Well, it might be the end of Justin Hodges' Origin career, but the beginning for Dane Gagai. What a moment for that young man. One of home fans, hopefully the first of many for the young Newcastle Flyer.
Let's go to the ground announcer now for the introduction.
Please stand for the Australian national anthem to be performed by Lucy Maunder, who will star in the upcoming musical thriller Jekyll and Hyde, due to premiere in December at the Princess Theatre, Melbourne.
Gifts of beauty, rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage
We stand by now for the kickoff to end Series 34. Blues bringing it to a decider. They lost the first 11-10. They won in Melbourne. They've made the trek here to Suncorp to try and retain the shield. Jared Hayne, of course, amongst their supporters. And I just wonder what's flooding through his mind at the moment. There's the captain, his 13th captaincy, Paul Gallen, his 21st origin, and 55 years old today, Mal Meninga. Michael Hagan, his assistant coach, alongside. Corey Parker, 33, one of 8. Queenslanders over 30. Jared Sutton, 4th origin. And the game 105, the decider is underway. So Queensland's Jonathan Thurston giving the first carry of the match to Matt Scott. He's just inside his own 20-metre line. So that's a respectable place to take your first play of the ball. Here's Miles. 25 out now. The second, steady as she goes. And Smith goes away to Parker. And Parker is picked up and driven by Hodkinson. And then Smith gets a ball away to Hodges, putting his hand up for a run. And there's a lost ball here. It's a niggle. Little mistake.
Walk away, boys.
Aaron Woods, prominent.
Yeah, and the black headgear in the middle of that as well, Michael Ennis. That's no surprise. He makes contact here. Swinging arm the tackle before. He's a little bit fortunate not to get penalised, but he forces the error from the opposing centre. And New South Wales will get good ball in the opening minutes here, courtesy of a scrum win inside the opposition 40.
Here, Will. Oh, Corey, wait for it.
It was Hodges on the carry.
Just behind heading for us, boys.
Michael Ennis making the tackle, a valuable one. They get the feed just inside the 40-metre line. Over here on the western side of the ground, Jennings went in for early ball. He runs the play across to the middle of the ground, or more inclined to the eastern side of the ground, where on the blind side it is Josh Morris who'll be playing the ball on the 30-metre line, Queensland end. Michael Ennis at dummy height. Mitchell Pearce, and back for Hodkinson to go to Gallen out wide. And Gallen drives down towards the 20-metre line. Michael Ennis going to the middle for Tamo, for Pearce, and then a little bobble there from Scott. And he's making ground, even though reversing, down at the 10-metre line. And play it there, almost in the centre, back for Ennis to give it to Woods. Woods, who was quite outstanding in the second. He was good in the first. Now it's played for Pearce to put the kick over. And oh, great take. Great take out here by Gagai, I think it is. On debut, but now they've indicated knock on. Well, on first viewing, it looked good, but from my angle, it's come out the back and it's been ruled as a knock-on against Dane Gagai. He played here at Suncorp for a year in 2011.
Did he not drop that backwards?
Well, that's what I was thinking. This was I was alluding to the fact that they've called it a knock-on.
Wait for it out. Wait for it out. Quick. In you go.
Wally Lewis in commentary upstairs with Peter Sterling and Phil Gould.
Tunnel clear. Sam, keep that
The
tunnel clear.
most decorated of all New South Wales coaches.
Get in there, quick.
Hodkinson will work it. Oh dear, it went in front of the lock's feet, but it's gone away to Tamo. And James Tamo, the cowboy. 20, inside the 20-metre line, very deep. And Hodkinson comes away to Gallen, who dummies to Dugan and has the audacity to go himself. For Ennis now to go back to the middle, and Woods piled into the ground by 3 of the Maroons. Miles was one of them, and here's a penalty going to New South Wales right in front of the sticks. Too long to get off the man tackle against Miles. It is.
And no hesitation here, pointing straight to the post for 2 points and an early lead. In big games, I'm never really comfortable if you've got to do a lot of attacking football in the opening moments of a game. Because if you come up empty, it can be a little bit of a draining feeling and a confidence builder to the defence. So it's no surprise here that the Blues decide they'll take something away from this little early game advantage and grab 2-point lead, and we'll go back to a kickoff. Queensland, good defence. A little early to New South Wales for New South Wales to be showing any brilliant in attack.
Yeah, it's hard for Nate Myles to complain with that one. He maintained contact all the way through, and in the end it was a little push in the back, may have been accentuated by the ball carrier, but he never let go, Nate Myles, and it made it difficult for the referee not to penalise.
Do you ever feel that way, Wally, in a big game? You didn't want to attack too much close to the line too early. You wanted to feel your way into it.
I was a bit greedy, Gus. I wanted as many points as we could try and chalk up early in the piece, but yeah, there's common sense about it. You know that you're going to face desperate defence pretty early. That's usually the stuff that stops tries.
So Hodkinson, 5 from 5 in Melbourne, raises the flags. A penalty goal. First points of the game came at the 5th minute. The Blues 2-0.
And so important now for New South Wales, after getting those early points, to make sure that this next set is a good positive one and they get into a good kicking position. So there's no errors in this, and invite the opposition back to your end of the field. Slow restart here while we get the ball.
On your run, boys.
Waiting, waiting, and waiting. So Queensland sending it down into the in-goal area where Woods it is, who brings it away. 10 metres out from his own line. We'll play it back to Ennis. And now for Hoffman. He was very good in Melbourne, wasn't he? With Gallen, already he's racking up some carries. Ennis then for Tamo, his second carry. 32 metres out from his own line. And Pearce wants the ball. Now it's gone over to Bo Scott. Second rower running on the right side, inside of Josh Morris, who's inside of Will Hopewadi. There's Ennis ducking out from dummy half and fires one off himself. Inglis on the run. And here comes the big fellow from South Sydney.
Rabs, that was a clearing kick, but I reckon the Maroons are very lucky the Blues didn't run it on the blind side. They had 3-on-1.
Yeah, absolutely, Wally. Michael Ennis went down to the short side with a premeditated thought to think, but he actually had the numbers. A one draw and pass, and he would have had them away. I guess the conservative option was to put foot the ball, but what's this? Look at that. He's got 2-on-1 there and then another 2-on-1. That could have been a real opportunity for the Blues, but he kicked because it was premeditated. And now Queensland get a penalty to come back at them. Missed opportunity.
Friday to the 30-metre line. 7 minutes gone in the decider from Suncorp in Brisbane. Parker. 22 metres out, right in the middle of the ground. And here's Thurston now going out wide. Playing the ball out there is Aidan Guerra. Thurston double pumps. Smith taken by Gallen and Woods. And then a third man comes in. It's Tamo. Tackling above the knees, I emphasise. Penalty going to Queensland. And it's identical to what happened up the other end of the park. This time, the offender is that man, Aaron Woods.
Do you level up, Wally? Or do you want to get greedy?
I'd go for a level up with this one, Gus. Yeah, I think I'd take the coward's approach to it. Points on the board. As soon as they square it up next time round, I'm sure they'll go for a 4-pointer.
Yeah, wise decision here. And not such a bad decision by the Blues either, because Queensland were looking a little ominous there. But opening penalty goals to both sides. Just to set the scene, back to level tours. And the Blues a chance to kick off.
Very good one-on-one defence out there from Mitchell Pearce on Aidan Guerra in that set of 6 leading up to it. Bo Scott normally alongside him. James Tamo got caught a little bit wider As Thurston moves in to equal us up.
So 2-2. Greatest point scorer in Origin history, Jonathan Thurston, levelling up, and Queensland have now got the chance to rejoice just that little bit. 2-2.
There's nothing quite like Origin in Queensland, or particularly a decider in Queensland. The city over the last couple of days has been a buzz. The ground here, capacity, decisively maroon, although we've got a spattering of blue amongst it. What a great spectacle.
It's one of the great sporting events, isn't it? It's no longer just a game of footy, it's very much an event. You might even put it on your bucket list, I think. Here's Cameron Smith with the ball inside the 30-metre line. And here is a run. Coming out is Will Chambers. Had me fooled there for a moment. He's had the hair closely cropped. Darius Boyd to the halfway. Now Nate Miles, back to Thurston, now to Inglis. Pops up in the middle of the ground. Taken by Woods and Ennis. It's an 18 to 9 withdrawn from the game. There's Robbie Farah. The bomb, Dugan, lots of pressure. Guerra and Fide got there first. Parker went in a tad late. And now the Maroons are having some defensive practice. Hitting hard down on the New South Wales 10-metre line. Josh Morris. One of the heroes from game one up here last year. Here's Pearce. He showed it to Woods, and then he tried to go through the open door. Gatlin again, running at Smith. Fide low. Ball comes out. Dugan with the ball. Runs at Thurston. And Little Chicken Legs takes him. A line or two from our opener tonight. But he is wonderful, wonderful player, isn't he? He's got all the attributes. But they thought he was too small. Not one club, but several clubs. Now we're talking about immortality for Jonathan Thurston.
I can remember many years ago talent scouts coming back from the north of Queensland, and they would say, too small, can't tackle. And even when he came down to grade in Sydney to play with the Bulldogs, talent scouts would say, too small, can't tackle. Nice player, too small, can't tackle.
Sounds like Joe, the cameraman.
Yep. Here he is now, one of the greatest of all time. If you're a kid, never give up. There's a living, breathing example of it right there.
So the fourth penalty of the game, and it's 3-1 the penalties to Queensland. 2 points all the score. Capacity crowd, which means that the attendances this year have set a new record for Origin as Miles carries it inside the 40-metre line. It's 4 games short of Petro Civonicava's front row record of 32 games of Origin. On the 30-metre line, played by Matt Scott, talking of forwards and front rowers. Parker, Thurston, he beat Pearce, he got it away. Chambers has got the ball. Will Chambers playing in the centres tonight on the 20-metre line. Here's Parker again. Comes to the centre, gets rid of Ennis. It goes back to Smith. Keeps it alive to Cronk. He dummies to Thaiday. He takes the tackle of Hodkinson. Smith again. Thurston kicks over to the corner where Will Hopewadi is. Battered down by Queensland, taken by Josh Morris. It's gone into touch over there.
Out 10.
It's a changeover to New South Wales.
Yeah, it's a little get-together of players there after Jonathan Thurston was tackled after kicking. Josh Morris having to play at it here. Well, he didn't play at it, but fortunately for New South Wales, head off the Queensland player as they work their way out of the corner, and a mistake.
Yeah, just watch this hit here from Matt Scott. I was just about to say, there's no wrestle in the Queenslanders tonight. They're getting their shoulders into the work and really looking to hit and punish the New South Wales ball runners. And it was Matt Scott here with a left shoulder shot on the outside that's going to shake this ball loose. Pressure here for the Blues. As Queensland try to turn up the heat. What's this? Bang! Left shoulder, right in there. There's no grab there. There's no wrestle. Let's get that India. Blues have got to respond with that.
Ben now. Ben Aaron. Put it in.
Paul, come on, mate.
So here's a very good chance for the Maroons. Thurston, Inglis came in, Boyd from the left wing, over on the right side of the ground. Taken by Jennings. Hodges now. Long to Cronk and behind Fidey for Smith to go long. And Matt Scott has got rid of Pearce. He's taken over the top by Woods and by Josh Morris. Here it is to Miles, and the ball gets knocked on, I think. They're saying play on, and Gagai on to Boo, goes in for a try.
For a knock on in the middle.
There'll be an inspection.
Okay, Bernie, we're back to tackle 0. Have a try. Want to make sure that there's no knock-on from Queensland.
Well, it might have been an optical illusion. I thought there was a knock-on, but Jared Sutton was pretty much on line with it.
Well, it always looked like it was unfolding to be a try, and if Matt Scott had have thrown the pass maybe earlier, it might have come a little bit simpler. Staggered defence, Nate Miles draws in Trent Hodkinson. That opens up some space. And if that pass just finds its mark, then it's easy. I can't see a problem in the build-up thus far.
I think I was thinking, and so were other people, that Cooper Cronk might have got a touch on it, but he missed it.
A quick decision. Big try.
Queensland get the first try. Gagai. Well, I told you about Dane Gagai when he, I thought, took a spectacular mark and then knocked it on. And he's come up with a try at the other end of the ground. Significantly, very close friends with Alex McKinnon. Dane Gagai. And Alex would be watching this one, and he'd be watching first and convert. Gagai's try converted by Jonathan Thurston tomorrow night on the Footy Show. We follow Justin Hodges and his family as he plays his final Origin. Blues captain Paul Gallen and Queensland's Raging Bull Gordon Tallis live on the panel, plus Josh Reynolds. That's live at 8:30. Kick-off for Hodkinson.
What about that conversion?
What about it? Yeah. Was that a draw or a hook?
Never looked a chance until it went over.
Ryan, and again, Marcus James. Hold.
Played by Scott. Meyer, taken by Hoffman. Ennis is in there, so is Tamo. 20 away from their own line, 5-8. And he gets tackled heavily by Hodkinson. My goodness, he can peel off a tackle, this kid. He was around the legs there of Justin Hodges, but he broke the tackle. Parker gives Inglis a chance. That's all it was, though, a chance. Gallen puts him into the tackle position. And now Thurston to get it on to Scott. And he's able to put it back to Guerra. Guerra's inside the 40-metre line. Gets rid of Wood. Scott has to clean up. They're looking good, the Maroons, as Cronk now puts it high and down to Dugan. Trying to get a foot on the line there. Even his long legs couldn't reach it. Here's Hopewadi. Look at that, making ground without the football. Queensland.
Well, what's obvious with that last movement for Queensland is Paul Gallen, again confronted by 3 defenders, is that every time they turn to pass, there is someone there. Matt Scott on the outside of Jonathan Thurston. He threw the pass without looking Thurston, knowing there would be a support player. Now Aaron Woods for New South Wales.
Taken by Fidey, down low. Scott up the top. Ennis with the dummy half run. Taken by his opposite number. Played to Hodkinson. Now for Pearce. Pearce kicks and Guerra, his Roosters teammate, puts a shot on him. Now it's with Boyd, brings it back. Hodkinson's there in the middle of the ground with Scott. Inside 40, played by Boyd, gone to Inglis. And Inglis it is that crosses the 40 and heads up towards the halfway. Ben Cummins went down momentarily. He regained his footing. So Inglis plays the ball, Hodges dummy half, evades Hoffman, runs into Woods. And then Scott came in to secure the tackle. So it goes away to Thurston, and now it's out to Chambers. 31 metres away from the New South Wales line. Thurston for Parker. Parker beating Gallen, and Woods is there to interrupt him. But he's still able to make ground down to the 10.
Bit of space on the left.
And Parker. Here's Cronk. And he puts a little kick back at the cross, and it's going. It's right back in. And New South Wales have got the ball in goal.
Bernie, just check the dead ball line here.
Wow. He's called it back.
We're looking.
Gee whiz, the ball is never dead in this day and age.
No, you're right.
He's nearly at the Gold Coast when he pulls this one back. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Not the first time he's done that. He did it at the cricket ground in the Centenary Test.
Well, the one at the cricket ground was up high and available. That was just never a chance. Long legs, long arms, and dragged it back. And it was lucky the Blues players had got back there in numbers. Plenty of pressure here. The Blues might have to go to their bench just to change the momentum here a little bit.
Gagai ducked under the arm of Hoffman. 20 metres out and a knock-on. There might have been a bit of an obstruction there. It's a penalty
It's
for
effective. It's
Queensland.
broken down, Paul. That's what it is.
There's a sky blue sock in there. Darren Lockyer.
The atmosphere down here is unbelievable. The Maroons are feeding off every good play they come up with. The fans are just egging them on.
Here they come again. Queensland at 8-2. Quarter of the game gone. Parker, Thurston, back in the middle is Inglis for the line. Only just though. Now Smith goes away to Cronk, shot to Friday. Extreme pressure for the Blues. It's out to Thurston, and Thurston is embraced down there by his Cowboys teammate, Tamo. Now it's gone out to the left, and there's a long looping pass to Cronk. Well done over there by Darius Boyd, and he's got them guessing for a moment or two. He'll play the ball 15 away from the line. Smith for Thurston. Thurston kicks, looking for Gagai, and Morris goes up above the pack.
Well, I've got to say, under fatigue, that's one of the best sets of six we've seen in the series from the Blues in defence. They were outstanding on their own goal line there. Covering for each other. A couple of really last-ditch tackles right on the line. Hoffman, is it coming from the field?
Yeah, they were shot to bits, Gus. A couple of occasions, Queensland looked absolute certainties to score. This penalty will relieve the pressure. But that's an impressive set of six defensively that will boost the Blues' confidence.
Oh, it was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. You know, on nearly every play, Queensland looked like scoring. And the Blues just kept getting there and turning up. They go on to win this. They can look back to that moment right there. That set of six right there.
The Blues. Seems like a long time since they were down this end of the park. Josh Morris playing that ball just outside 30. It's come through the hands, and it's with Woods now. Aaron Woods. 20 metres in from touch and 25 out from the line. Ennis giving it to Merrin. So Merrin off the bench. With 22 minutes of the game gone. Here's Gallen. Now Pearce behind Scott. Out to Dugan. Thurston makes a low tackle, a copybook tackle. They're on the far side of the ground now. And it's come away from Morris through Pearce for Gallen. Gallen is taken by Guerra. This is the last. Across towards Brett Morris's wing. Hodkinson, and here's a kick from Cordner. Cordner after his own kick. but it's Queensland in the field of play with Inglis. Now Gagai. He's got 4 defenders attracted to him. There's Hodges. 3rd tackle gone. They're inside their own 10.
Well, I hope the atmosphere here is coming through in the lounge rooms. It is deafening here, absolutely deafening. And these two teams are ripping into each other.
Chambers. Brad Fittler down on the New South Wales bench. Yes, Brad?
Yeah, not great news for Ryan Hoffman. I thought it was originally his ankle, but it was his left calf. The bad thing about the calf is you can't really noodle it, so if he's going to come back, he's just going to have to grit his teeth and get on with it. Boyd Courtney goes to the left back row where he normally plays for the Roosters, so that's a positive.
Is Hopewadi bringing the ball back to half? I tell you what, there was a suspect tackle on the kicker.
Yeah, very rare that you see Greg Inglis actually kick. Got nailed in an awkward one. It looked like he might have been in the air, but the referee was okay with it. Had a second look. Now his foot's on the ground and landed okay. New South Wales now, Hodkinson.
So David Clemmer is off the bench. Michael Jennings weaves his way back towards middle ground. And there he is, the young 21-year-old, the one you've been reading all about, David Clemmer. The kick into the corner from Pearce, and Boyd is there. So the Blues now testing the Maroons down at the Caxton Street end of the ground. Chambers. Guerra. Cordner's 15.
That ball there, when Darius Boyd caught it, must have been close to a line dropout. If the ball touched the in goal when he landed, he must have been only centimetres off the ground. Otherwise, that should have been a line dropout.
Played by Hodges. Well, there's been an obstruction by Aaron Woods. And he's given the penalty. You can put your arms in the air, do whatever you like.
This is the Wally Lewis play from Peter Croft.
Yep.
He accidentally, deliberately threw the ball straight into the New South Wales man.
He's good at aiming. Very good at aiming.
So here comes Clemmer from the sideline, the 16, going into the game. David Clemmer at the 25th minute. It was the expected reception that he would get.
David!
Gus, I see that penalty as almost a compliment to New South Wales. Queensland, they were struggling to get out of their own territory.
Friday. Goodness, that was a tackle that Friday bounced off the shoulder of Cordner. Now Parker. This is Papali in 15. 29 away from the New South Wales line. Smith goes away, shows it, gives it. Cronk is with it, dummies, runs. He'll play the ball 11 out. So Smith coming open side. Lillyman in 17. Lillyman playing the ball. He's never scored a try in 11 matches. Here he is with the ball again, running at David Clemmer and Michael Ennis. They put him to ground beneath the arches, you might say. So Smith on the last to Thurston. Oh, Papali! Yeah. Papali from Canberra. He's only just gone out there, and Thurston puts him into a hole.
That was brilliantly executed here from Queensland. Last tackle, they decided to run the football. The Harvey Norman replay, everybody runs great lines, and they just had too many in good position to stop the New South Wales.
Well, Josh Papali has scored his first Origin try. Wonderful moment in his career. The Raider, the Kangaroo, And Thurston just held it up, and then bingo. Into a big hole goes Papali.
Yeah, the great players make it look easy, don't they? Jonathan Thurston, it's almost slow motion. It's just so simple, just making the right decision, waiting for the exact moment to pass the football so that Papali was unstoppable and everything was just slow around him.
Andrew Johns, as the try is converted. Yes, Andrew.
Well, sit back and watch Thurston. The difference between Thurston and other halves is he watches the defence. He doesn't watch his own players and reacts to that. Josh Morris pokes his nose out of the line going for an intercept and reacts to what's in front of him. Freakish player. I've got to say, it's a different Queensland team tonight. Everyone criticised the champion through the way they're standing up. Awesome.
It's a big break. 14-2. And Papali in his 4th Origin gets his first try. So Lillyman it was that carried it out towards the 20-metre line. This is Guerra. Taken by Cordner down low. Woods over the top with Ennis. Smith gets it on. Parker's with the ball. 31 away from his own line. And Smith again, 5 times man of the match in Origin. And tonight he's playing his 36th Origin. He draws level with Darren Lockyer for the most number of Origins played. Cameron Smith. Penalty goes now to the Blues. There's a hand on the ball.
Queensland will be disappointed with that. The fact that they were, again, looking to keep the momentum going, get the football down the other end. The chase was great. He was looking for a 40-20 there, Cameron Smith. Changed his mind. He was going to kick to the left side and then came back to this side of the field. But it's an easy out for New South Wales, and they needed one.
5-3 the penalties to Queensland. Jennings takes the free kick and takes the tackle 40 metres out. Hodkinson across behind Woods to Pearce to Clemmer. And David Clemmer playing the ball just outside the 30-metre line. Ennis and now Woods, and now it's with Merrin, and Merrin's unloading to Hodkinson. 20 metres out on the Queensland line. At the northern end of the ground, and Woods, quick hands through to Clemmer, and Clemmer runs at Guerra. 9 out from the line. Here's Woods, scored in Melbourne, but he's interrupted here. 15. Here's the last. Back to Hodkinson. Didn't get good ball, got a kick in. Brett Morris goes up and comes down with it. That's play on at the moment, but knocked on by Queensland. Referee disagrees, and the Maroons are able to bring it away. Play by Inglis. Papali. Arm of Merrin crept up a little bit, but Papali was falling. This is Chambers. 30 out from his own line. Fresh legs out there with Gillett. Try scorer in Melbourne. And Cameron Smith raking it down the ground. Dugan way back and he's in goal. And he's willing it. It's gone over the dead ball line, so it's a 7 tackles.
Both got, mate. Don't put Smith in a dangerous position.
Oh, hang on a second. We've got somebody lifted into a dangerous position.
Yeah, both got on the kicker, Cameron Smith. He came out, I think, from marker to pick him up when he kicked. Now he lifts him and gives him one of them ones. I think there's a great deal into that all. I'm not sure why we're pulling up the game for that. He landed on his hands.
This penalty will be given where the ball lands.
Okay.
You're getting overwhelmed by the crowd, mate. Come on.
Come to me to ask a question. Do not come with that. Bo. Nah. You can't have... All right. You blokes sort it out. Bo, dangerous position. Okay. You blow up, Benny.
Dear, oh dear.
Just wait there.
Okay.
Taken 2.
Michael, I've given you an explanation. No, not now. No.
So Queensland through the penalty incurred by Beau Scott. And Jonathan Thurston needs this to break Mal Meninga's all-time interstate point scoring record. He won't make any mistakes, and he doesn't make any mistakes. So Jonathan Thurston, what that record, he was already the highest point scorer at Origin. He broke his record, Mal Meninga, a few months ago. And that is the interstate record. In other words, Mal played the old interstate game and he built up a lot of points in that particular form of the game. And so then he went to Origin. So now Jonathan has usurped him at both levels.
Aidan Guerra now, second run back from the restart. That penalty, despite the fact the infringement took place way down this end of the field, where the ball landed, where the penalty's awarded. That's why it was 15 metres out in front to where the Cameron Smith ball actually landed.
Played by Papali there. Hodges was dancing across the 30-metre line. Playing at 35 out. 33 minutes gone in the game. Here's Parker. Oh my goodness! Picked up by Merrin and another. And perpendicular to the ground.
He is up now. I've got Trent Merrin.
Look away. Hey. Justin. Yeah, we got him, mate. We've got him. Just that way, please.
Merrin and Hodkinson.
Trent. Yep.
Emphasis is on
Trent.
Merrin.
Trent.
So the two Trents. Merrin's on report.
And the best news is that Corey Parker was up fairly quickly from that. Just can't get your arms between legs and lift. And that is why.
Second ball creeping
Two
onto
balls.
the ground.
Holly boys.
Play there, Cameron.
Smith about to take the free kick for a second time. It's over with Gillett. Line is the 20-metre line. New South Wales end of the ground. And here's Parker again. He's doing it. He's doing a lot of work in both departments of the game. Lillyman now plays the ball. Parker again. He's chopping back in. He got rid of the tackle of Gallen. Play the ball 5 metres out from the line. Smith fires it away. Thurston goes out. Here's Greg Inglis looking for 17, and he gets it. The leading try scorer. I thought he had 17 in Melbourne, but he's left it till the home crowd. Queensland are carving them up at the moment.
And doing it the right way. The Harvey Norman replay shows them shifting the ball into open spaces. Inglis getting it when it was a 3-on-2. New South Wales defence didn't exactly know what to do. Too strong to stop.
The 35 minutes of the third Origin gone, and Greg Inglis has scored his 17th Origin try.
It's a big lead, but a thoroughly deserved one. They have been so strong tonight, this Queensland team, and great decoy running there from Aidan Guerra and Josh Papali. Just held up the New South Wales defenders long enough so they couldn't slide to get across to Inglis and his outside support players. Cameron Smith just getting his troops together. There's a very important conversion again coming up for Thurston here to put them outside. 3 converted tries in front.
Thurston just a few minutes ago breaking an all-time interstate point scoring record. Back in the days when Queensland was based with New South Wales clubs, would play for New South Wales. Thurston raises the flags. It's 22-2. Darren Lockyer.
There was a lot of talk about Greg Inglis going to fullback. It was always going to be a good thing because the more he gets the football, the better Queensland go. He's backing up his performance for Melbourne. And when he's that close to the line, one-on-one, he's unstoppable.
Yeah, Queensland here getting a glut of possession. 63% of the ball they've had so far in this game. They've completed 17 of 19. New South Wales only 11 uses with the ball. They've had to make 144 tackles to Queensland's 100. And the intensity of this game is just taking them out of them at the moment. They need some ball, the Blues.
This is Papali. Just inside the 40-metre line, that's Chambers. Running it over here towards the western side of the ground. Smith takes a tackle there. Riding him into the ground was Cordner. 22-2. Cronk puts a grubbing kick down into the direction of the corner, and it's off the feet there of Dugan. Dugan taken by Hodges, and Gillett getting some assistance here from Brett Morris. They're almost back to the try line. Eventually played by Dugan and Hopoate it is. But looks for safer ground. Strong hit there of Jennings from Gillett and Papali. Now Clemmer tracking Lillyman low. Papali over the top with Parker. I wonder if Parker just whisper in his ear, have you got any respect yet for us?
What game he's having, Corey Parker.
A blinder. He went into the Origin wilderness for about 5 years. They forgot about it. They've brought him back like a red wine. He's getting better at 33 and a half. Corey Parker is a 300 club member. Look at him. He's got the salt and pepper going, but he's getting better.
Well, the worst thing that can happen for Queensland at the moment is the half-time hooter. They'd be wishing they could play 80 minutes straight. Not much going wrong for them at all. To make sure that they complete their ball control until the half-time hooter, provide no chances for the Blues.
Well, those completions, Wally, that Gus just read out, 17 from 19, and I think he said something like 63% possession. That's about what the scoreboard should look like. So here they go, bombing. Over to Morris's wing, he puts it down. Knock on. They're going to get another scrum with 90 seconds to go to half-time. Billy Slater there, having a yarn to Michael Hagan and Kevin Walters.
Well, the pressure's relentless. Not only are Queensland controlling the ball very well, but they control where New South Wales gets it. And there they're able to get through and compete on the kick, force the error. And this is a huge set of 6 coming up here in defence for the Blues. Unfortunately, it looks like they got their heads down. They need to hold them out here. They've really got to fight for this last minute.
Are they better off playing safe, do you think, Gus? Conceding 2 at the worst option?
And 2's better than 6, hopefully none.
Here's Inglis into the back line, making things even more difficult. 10 metres out, Thurston was dummy half. Guerra, Parker. Parker, Papali. Papali gets rid of one, spins off into another. Merrin and Cordner doing the job on him. Played by Papali, and Cronk turns it in for Gillett. And Matt Gillett played the ball about 7 or 8 metres out from the New South Wales line. Youngster from Bribie Island. Here's Parker again. There's the flick out the back for Gillett. Now, he's looking vacantly, really, before finding Greg Inglis. Now Cameron Smith, a big dummy one-way, turns back into this ruck. It's been there for half an hour. And Parker is the one that'll play the ball.
They're doing what they like.
It's like a game of touch football just there at the moment. And here's Thurston's pass over the hands, the fingertips of Darius Boyd. That's half-time, 22-2. Queensland with 3 tries in the first half. Coming up in Holden half-time, Andrew Johns, Peter Sterling and Paul Vaughton join Cameron Williams to take us through all the first half highlights, brought to you by Stan. You're watching Holden State of Origin, the decider, live on 9. Hold on.
Comes through the 2 lifting, mate, and the 110. So,
yeah, Paul Gallen just having a captain's chat to the referees. You're watching the Origin live on 9, Win and NBN across Australia.
To the cider on Wide World of Sports. I'm with injured fullback Billy Slater. What was the chat at halftime? What did Mel have to say?
Well, Mel didn't say much at all, actually. It was more the players talking and just talking about how fast we played with the football and how aggressive we were in defence. So we need to start this second half, how we finished that first half, and if we start this second half that way, we can take the sting out of the Blues attack.
Certainly looked tremendous in the first 40. Everyone must be pretty happy.
Yeah, everyone was ecstatic in there. So they know the job's not done just yet, and it's important that we start this second half well.
And what about GI at fullback? What's your halftime report card?
Unbelievable, isn't he? He's playing out of his skin at the moment, and just the aggression that he brings on kick returns, and he's getting involved. He wants the football even on hit-ups, so that's GI at his best.
That's a good colour sling you're wearing as well.
Yeah, not premeditated that one, but it works in well.
All right, Billy, thank you so much for your time. All the best with your recovery.
No worries, thanks.
Ray?
Thank you, Yvonne, and of course the injured Billy Slater. Better get that arm out of the sling, Billy. He's going very, very well, isn't he? GI back as the custodian tonight. There's always going to be an imposing piece of the Queensland game plan. The return of Cooper Cronk, Greg Inglis going back to fullback, Chambers into the centres, which he handles well, and then of course this nice introduction to the game, a good game to really make your debut in when you look at the scoreboard. 22-2, the debut for Dane Gagai. So the Blues are back. Queensland has led at half-time 44 times for 36 wins. Not a bad record, is it? So you can work out your odds from that as to the chances of New South Wales eating away at this 20-point deficit. Queensland yet to make their way down the tunnel. Gagai, Papali and Inglis tries in the first half. Nice send-off for Justin Hodges. It stays the way it is. And looking at that stat of 44 times, leading at half-time, winning 36. You'd be feeling pretty comfortable. You were in your last Origin. The birthday boy perched up at his box, Al Meninga. I just wonder when you do start to feel comfortable when you're a coach. 20 points in front at half-time. Queensland running towards the Caxton Street end of the ground in the second half. The decider for 2015 resumes on the 35th anniversary of Origin football here in this patch of dirt. And it was known as Lang Park. Knock on by Clemmer. Advantage, is it? Yes, it is. And Queensland straight onto the attack. So Gillett takes it inside the 10-metre line, and immediately, if you're wearing a blue jumper, you're under siege. So Parker is able to shrug away from Dugan. It's been a colossal performance by Corey Parker. Smith on for Cronk. Inside ball for Papali. Taken by Cordner and Hodkinson. Together with Merrin, who's on report. Smith now. Cronk. Thurston now. Now, Guerra looking to just hit and spin. Plays it back for Inglis at dummy half. Then Cronk, he rolls one in and raked back by Hodges. Try for Gillette. Another one of those miracle tries. Raked in from outside the dead ball line. Gillette is there, puts the ball down. That is freakish rugby league.
Well, Wally Lewis need not have been worried about half-time because Queensland have come out with the same intent, forcing a mistake from David Clemmer. Second tackle of the second 40 minutes. And in the ensuing set of 6, Greg Inglis has made this look very comfortable. Kick going through from Cooper Cronk with that shape. So that it comes back towards the players late. And that allows Justin Hodges to get there. Sorry, it is. And he bats it back. And Matt Gillett in exactly the right position to take advantage of the good work from the centre through quarter. His feet are well away from the dead ball line when he makes contact. And he gets it picture perfect.
Well, the field's just not long enough anymore, is it? Crikey, what about that? If the Blues didn't get a warning about Inglis's effort in the first half, they should have been queuing up for the bat back on that one from Hodges, but it's all maroon. Dear, oh dear, oh dear.
I just assumed it was Inglis because I'm getting used to him doing that, but Justin Hodges bobs up.
That's exactly right.
Well, Justin Hodges, this is a man, of course, that he remembers his introduction to State of Origin football all too well for the wrong reasons. It wasn't his best game. He said it took him some time to get used to State of Origin. Well, he's part and parcel of the State of Origin legend. He is hoping to go out a winner. So far, so good.
Jonathan Thurston adds the extras to a try scored by Matt Gillett and made possible for him by Justin Hodges. Wally's quite right. His Origin debut in 2002 was, as I said earlier,
And the contact here.
punctuated by bloopers in his own in goal. And here's a nasty bounce for Queensland, but they're so hungry for the ball, they're after everything. And that was Gagai cleaning up a dangerous situation, if that's possible, at 28-2 up. Here's Lillyman, he's found a step. Now he goes outside the 40-metre line. Smith, Parker, Thurston, and short into Inglis. I thought he lost the ball and lost it into Morris. Maybe I'm wrong. Greg Inglis, see if he loses the ball forward and it hits an opposing player, then it's a knock-on, and I thought it just bobbled off the hands of Greg into maybe the chest or the torso of Morris. It's Cronk kicking on halfway and kicking down to Brett Morris. And he's outside the 20-metre line. Played 64 minutes. Here's here. Yeah. I think he lost control of it, Greg, and it's a knock-on, but it's irrelevant now. Cordner is with the ball on the 40-metre line, play back to Michael Ennis. I wonder what's going through the mind of Robbie Farah at the moment. It would really be a mismatch of thoughts, I imagine. Pearce, Dugan, Morris over halfway towards the sideline. He pulled his feet up in the air. And we go back for the kick from Pearce, and it's going down towards a running Gagai, and he's very quick. 7 tries, I think it is, for Dane, playing for Newcastle this year.
That was a tough take as well. It was a missed kick because pressure was put on the kicker and it was dipping late, but he made good ground to it. Will Chambers now, it's midway through the count, almost in the opposition half.
Cameron Smith. Cross and picking up Parker, just repeating that Cameron tonight levels the most number of Origins played at 36, record held and he's lonesome by Darren Lockyer until tonight. Now Cronk dribbles this ball down. Dugan is with the ball, and then they jam him up and they try and take him back. Well, there's no relenting that I can see with the Maroons in the second half. And Hopper, they bang him into the ground. Dugan now, your turn, Josh.
Yeah, that's been the difference right from the opening whistle. Queensland hitting hard. If you don't win the battle of the hitting, you're probably not going to win the other battles either. And that's where Queensland have won this, in the hitting.
Gallen then copped a really strong tackle from Papali. Quite legal, don't get me wrong. In fact, I'm reminded, I think it was Papali who went into a game between Canberra and Cronulla, I think it was, and he really gave Gallen, it was like a bee, wouldn't leave him alone, just kept at him, snipping at him, biting at him. And there he is with that tackle under the rib cage. And that wouldn't be comfortable for Gallen. He popped a rib in Origin 2. And here's Parker fending away. That's Papali out in the centres. Ball goes out from Gillett, but it's a restart of the tackle count for Parker. Tackled by Clemmer. Play the ball interrupted. Referee having no part of it. And Lillyman it is that drives ahead. Those players that Mal Meninga never forgets at Origin time, isn't he? Jacob Lillyman. Here is Cronk, and he goes short into Papali. 4 metres away. Hodges in at dummy half. Left side play for Cronk. Inside ball for Lillyman. Lillyman is held there by Merrin underneath. And Clemmer over the top. Here's another chance for Papali, but they pick him up and put him away. Hodkinson was the first to get in. Cordner finished it off. Smith goes long into Cronk, who puts a little kick in for Greggy. Oh, Dugan and Inglis came together. And that's tackle one for Dugan.
And that was brave from Josh Dugan, really brave. I think he's hurt himself in the process. He's gone down holding a hip. Inglis and Dugan one-on-one, 50-50 ball. The young blue came up with it. He's paid the price, though.
Another very big tackle on Gallen, a three-man driving tackle.
They can't get out of their own end here, New South Wales. The last time they kicked the football, Queensland caught it 5 metres inside their own territory. Won't be a whole lot better this time. David Clemmer on his own 30. They'll be kicking deep from their end again, or they're going to run it to Jennings.
There's Jennings, and he's gone away to Brett Morris. He stepped inside Hodges. He's run into Papali near the halfway line. It's a changeover. So they didn't have it for long. Play by Cronk. And Gillett it is that basically centres the ball towards the western side of the ground now.
Double change coming up, Ray. Josh Papali, Corey Parker leaving the field. Michael Morgan, his first action, and Matt Scott about to come in. Another carry for Lillyman. He's been superb off the bench.
And Smith looking around. Cronk says, I want the ball. Now Thurston out the back, and this is Chambers. 20-metre line. Thurston goes along his line to Morgan. Thurston and Morgan, of course. Wonderful combination at the Cowboys. Morgan's played the ball sloppy. Here, Smith is able to put a kick in, and Jennings flies out of nowhere to clean it up.
Well, Cameron Smith spotted half a gap, decided to run at it. And I'm pretty sure he dropped it onto his right foot. Didn't have as much time as he thought. Put it onto his right foot to place even more pressure. A restart coming up for the Blues. Relentless attack from the Maroons so far. Good scoop coming up from Michael Jennings.
Spider Cam tonight brought to you by Southpaw in cinemas from 20th of August, 28-2. Queensland with this massive lead in Origin 3 for 2015 for Holden. 18th decider across history of Origin. Lillyman again. Now for Thurston. Now Morgan. Cut down in a good tackle by Josh Morris. But they're only 10 metres away from the line to the middle. Thurston to Lillyman. Goodness, he's covering some territory. Lillyman.
Numbers on the right.
It's almost become the Lillyman and Thurston show. Here's Thurston to Guerra. Outside, inside, Michael Morgan scores. Michael Morgan scores his first Origin try.
Well, I reckon it's his third touch since coming into the game, and he's run into holes on 2 occasions. The last 2 carries. The Harvey Norman Reed play. Thurston to Guerra, that stretches the defence, and Beau Scott unable to cover the distance on the inside to stop Morgan coming through and scoring.
Scary putt with half an hour to go. Well, Michael Morgan is playing in his 3rd Origin game, and he's got himself an Origin try. A youngster from Townsville.
Just going back to these possession statistics, Ray, 65% possession to Queensland. They have controlled the ball 26 of 29 opportunities with the ball. New South Wales has had to make 236 tackles to Queensland's 146. It's just been an example of exquisite execution and control by the Maroons. Penalties 77-3 in their favour. 35 tackles inside the opposition 20. There's only one side playing.
And Thurston, well, Thurston, he is certainly having a wonderful night with the boot. Darren Lockyer.
Yeah, just to back up Gus, Queensland are just dominating every aspect of this game, whether it's kick chase, defensive line speed, supporting with the play the ball. It's just everything that they're doing, they're dominating. The contest is becoming a party.
They're playing good football, aren't they? Even remember an instant where they got a bad bounce early in the second half. There was a charge for the ball. It was nearly the most important ball of the night. I think it was for Justin Hodges over there on the right side, but they're playing with great hunger. They've got a big appetite, I can assure you. Here is Gagai with the ball now.
Well, it's easy to have an appetite when you've got all the ball. And now they're going to get another penalty.
Watch him there, watch him there.
I don't think New South Wales realised they were turning up for tackling practice.
Now, let's watch this. It was boiling. That's Josh Jackson in the foreground.
Hey, Beau, Justin.
Justin Hodges and Beau Scott. And now it's broken out in another huddle. Michael Ennis is involved there somewhere with Chambers.
Yeah, there's 4 or 5 of them with their fists clenched and ready to cock it, but no one will throw one.
Wanna be cocked, but can't.
Yeah. It's just a push and shove-a-thon. And I don't know what you get out of it nowadays. I mean, no one's going to be hurt by a push and shove. You don't really achieve anything out of this at all. Just a little bit of grapple and push and shove, and then everyone comes in now, and it's more push and more shove and more angry faces and full of angry faces. Look, they're cocked. They've got the fist ready to go, but I'm gonna. Well, mind you, at 34-2, it's not going to achieve anything, is it?
So the line finder.
Josh with me, mate. Wait till he's
Friday week. The next big live event here at Suncorp. The Reds from Liverpool up against Brisbane Roar. Football's finest on show. Live on Go Friday week.
And then James Tarmo has come up with an uppercut, I think, to finish it off.
Yeah. Well, I think if There's going to be a clenched fist. Actually
Bernie,
find its target.
As well
This
as
might
the
be it
initial
from
contact,
Tamo.
got Tamo having a swing on the ground.
Having a swing.
Oh, an uppercut swing.
There's the stiffy.
Yep. And the next bit.
And then
Now watch this.
The roundhouse.
How's the fist? The fist is clenched. What's it hit?
Okay.
Let's have another look.
Paul
Bang.
and James. Greg, Greg, stay away.
Got him with the forearm.
Paul.
Right, let's have a listen.
Yep. Yep. You're on report. Right. Where you go, stay here. Cameron.
Sir, I know you're going to say play football. That's fair enough.
I'm giving a message here, Paul. You don't have to throw punches to go to the bin.
Fair enough.
All right? I'm not
Bring
finished.
up on either side of the field, run in
I'm not
and fucking
finished.
escalate.
I'm not finished. I'm not going to have them run in all night. All right? If we go again, you're a big chance having Blake sit down. End of story.
All right.
Let's go, Paul.
They seemed pretty friendly when they broke up.
I wonder if we sent these two referees back in time to the 80s, what they might have thought about Origin then, Wally.
Sure, Tommy would have liked playing him. Tommy Rodonicus. That's not the way we do it, boys. This is.
I walked into him in the elevator of the hotel this afternoon on his way out here.
He's still a great character, isn't he? I managed to have lunch with him. We were talking about the original Origin game, and boy, the stories are getting better.
Well, he'd be shaking his head at some of the things that have happened tonight when it comes to aggression.
Oh, yeah, he'd be sitting there and saying, "Hey, what's this?
That's not a punch.
What's
This is a punch."
Hey, Dink.
So here's Queensland again. Right in the middle of the park. 5 metres out. Matt Scott playing the ball for Cameron Smith down at the northern end of the ground. Morgan goes out with a lovely ball to Boyd. Darius Boyd, his 16th Origin try. Second highest try scorer in the history of Origin. Darius Boyd. 38 plays two.
There might be more to come. Harvey Norman replay again. Aidan Guerra holding players in tight because he's running the decoy on the outside of Jonathan Thurston, and then a peach of a pass to Darius Boyd.
Well, the mouth guard probably exaggerates it, but it's a big smile on the face of Darius Boyd. His own story has unfolded happily for him. And he's in a good space at the moment with the Broncos. And he gets his 16th Origin try. Thurston has kicked 7 from 7. He needs this one, this kick, to break Queensland's record for most goals in an Origin game. So 7 from 7, kicks one more goal. He breaks the record.
Well, with over 20 minutes to go, we might be going to the record books here for a number of different things if the trend continues for the final quarter of this match.
21 metres out, right in front, it looks good, it's a record-breaking kick. Jonathan Thurston, most goals in an Origin. He broke Mal Meninga's interstate point scoring record earlier tonight. There are records going everywhere. The attendance figures, they are record figures.
Well, what an exhibition. State of Origin is all about perfection. Jonathan Thurston, he's displayed plenty of that. His goal kicking is as good as it gets. How many more will he kick? Well, only time will tell.
This is Scott. Friday. Just inside the 30-metre line down the Milton Road end of the ground. Hasn't seen much football in the second half. Thurston to Chambers. And Will Chambers playing the ball just inside his own half, and Thurston goes outside inside. Awkward tackle on Gillett. Now the blind side for Smith. He puts a raking kick into the middle. Cronk is chasing. Dugan takes it, and Dugan is tackled by Cronk. Well, that's determination, and now it's a penalty.
Matt Scott.
Matt Scott apparently has gone high. That's the indication from Sutton. High tackle on Dugan.
Benny, stand with the arm up to indicate we've got the penalty. Time on!
High-scoring game, 40-2. Queensland's highest Origin score, 43. In the first year of the series, in 1983, they piled on 43 points back in 83.
I think there were 65 points in that game, 43-22 it ended up.
The trouble, Wally, is you and I can remember it. Tamo. So Ennis it is, going left side for Woods. Pops it out the back. Look at this. Here's what I'm talking about. If there's a little bit of loose ball and they're in front by 40 points and they're still hunting it down.
The only chance New South Wales had in the second half coming back out from the break was if they reversed the statistics of the first 40 minutes when it came to possession. Well, that went by the wayside second tackle of the second half when David Clemmer was attacked and the ball playing free, and they've seen very little of it since.
And here's another record. This time it's a stadium record for Suncorp at 52,500. 52,500. A break by Jennings. They say he's fast. Gaggai's after him. Not going to get him. Jennings scores the first try for New South Wales in game 3. 40 plays 6.
And it comes from a rare wayward pass from Queensland this evening. The Harvey Norman replay, Matt Gillett throws it behind all of the players on his right-hand side. And once Michael Jennings saw open space, just a little fend to get away from Justin Hodges, and then had the speed to outrace everybody to the other end. A very brief ray of sunshine.
Well, if it is, it's peeping through very dark clouds, isn't it? You cannot imagine in your wildest dreams that we would have turned up here tonight to see a scoreline like this or such a one-sided fixture. There's no other way to describe it. It's just been totally one-sided.
Hodkinson offline. So Jennings has just scored his 5th Origin try. Game number 15 for Michael. That athlete from Penrith who went to the Roosters. Sporting family through and through are the Jennings clan. 40-6. There's still 18 minutes to go in this game.
It's a very neat match attendance figure, isn't it?
That's full house.
2,500
here, Bish, be ready to come forward.
Yeah, I'll cover you, Bish.
So the Reds, Liverpool.
Yeah, I've got
That's your team, isn't it?
That's it, Ray. Yeah, no Stephen Gerrard anymore. Some new signings. Imagine they'll bring them down under to get their time underway with Liverpool FC. Aaron Woods 12 metres out from his own line now. So Boyd Cordner picking up another 7 or 8 metres. Paul Gallen just short of the 30, centre field. Options either side.
Well, talking of the Premier League side, Liverpool, they play Brisbane Roar here on Friday week. You'll see it on Go. How many channels do we own, do you know? There's a penalty going to Queensland.
Yeah, I think Josh Dugan was a touch unfortunate here. I think he just gets in front of the kicker. See here, he shapes the kick. Yeah, he's just marginally in front. And was within the 10, obviously.
Have a listen to this, Gus. On Friday week, we've got the soccer on Go. We've got the cricket on Gem. And Friday night football on 9.
Which one are you going to be at?
Well, the soccer's in Brisbane, so I'll go to the one that's closest to Castle Hill. You know that. Stupid question. Friday. Talk about a feast of sport. Thurston away for Scott. He played on the 20-metre line. Cronk. And Inglis. And it's gone from Hodges. It's away now to Gagai. Dane Gagai tackled in that corner away over there on the eastern side. Hodges back. Thaiday. The short ball with Miles. Manly bound next year from Smith for Thurston. Thurston was met by Ennis. 5 gone against Queensland. 40 to 6 and a kick into the end goal. Knocked on, says referee Sutton. Dugan getting underneath it, getting across it. And then getting a hand on it. Yeah, there was a knock on, but he was able to force it in advance of the Queensland attack. But line dropout, knock on. Oh, this is going close to going out on the full. Which way is he going to rule? He's going to put a scrum down. And the fee will go to Queensland.
Hold at the scrum. Just clear the pass.
You can play Origin in any stadium like around Australia, around the world. It doesn't matter. I mean, a wonderful atmosphere at ANZ Stadium Game 1. Brilliant atmosphere at the MCG Game 2. It's just a different beast up here in Brisbane. You cannot imagine the difference when you come here, particularly in a decider, with the way the crowd reacts and the way they influence this Queensland team. And unfortunately, the Blues just haven't been ready for it tonight.
Thurston. And here they come again with Inglis into the back line. Unselfishly unloading to Chambers. Then it's Scott back in the middle, met by Jackson and Woods. Smith fires it away to Cronk, and they go out to Inglis. Inglis to Hodges, again to Gagai, but he got the ball back for Hodges. It's gone to Inglis now. And Inglis will play the ball with his leg lifted. That brings the call of held. And what's happened here? They've all got tangled up.
Another penalty for practice. Why would you lift the leg? Why?
Just wait.
Why? Rabbits, why?
What are you doing, Cameron?
I don't know. I'm just looking at Sam Thaiday. He placed the ball like Keith Barnes.
Okay, tap, mate. Go.
Or John Gray or somebody like that. Now it's come away from Cronk to Thurston, and it's come out to Chambers. He'll go all the way. Chambers. The Stormer might have scored a try. Sutton says yes, sir.
Yeah, I don't think we'll be looking at too much here in checking the grounding. I think he's got this football down, rammed it down. It's a pet play down that side of the field, getting men on the outside of defenders, and he's got that down. No shadow of a doubt, his legs are a long way from the sideline. The scoreline continues. Green light about to come up. 44-6 kick to come.
It's a record score for Queensland as we go to a break. Well, there's some happy faces coming back from the in-goal playground up there. This one is Will Chambers. He's a real athlete, this fellow. He went to Super Rugby, played 23 games of it. It only proved his versatility, I believe. And now he's an integral part of the Queensland Origin side. I think he's about 24. But with Hodges retiring, they've got this production line coming through in many, many positions. 8 of them over 30, so they've got to start doing the homework. Now you mightn't think that's necessary at 44-6. Thurston from the sideline, he's already broken the record. Absolutely perfect for Jonathan Thurston. 9 from 9.
Well, I want to see him take his next one with a blindfold. They've got to increase the degree of difficulty, because at the moment he is making it look ridiculously easy. But he's getting plenty of practice.
Queensland's previous highest score was at 43. That's been broken. Queensland's biggest winning margin was by 30 points in 89, 03 and 08. So that will go by the wayside as well. 46-6 with 10 minutes, in fact closer to 11 minutes to go.
It's astonishing, isn't it?
It's an all-time record Origin winning margin, 40 points. It's not over yet. 56-16 that was in 2000, the record.
New South Wales now forced to make 285 tackles.
Oh!
To Queensland's 160.
Here they go again. Hang on, Gus. Here's Sam Thaiday breaking into the backfield. Morgan gets it back. Thurston scores another try. It is a try-a-thon at the Caxton Street end. How good is this? This champion side, everything is flowing their way. The crowd are standing absolutely to a man.
They're about to raise the bat for the half century. We're only looking at onside. And this is the chip kick from Cooper Cronk for Greg Inglis, who is onside. Here's the man on the inside of Cooper Cronk. Bounces beautifully for the big number 1. Pass to Gillett, offloads to Thaiday, to Michael Morgan. Holds off Myers, pops it back. It's Harlem Globetrotterish.
Every try they score, every Queenslander gets out of his seat. Like, they're not sick of cheering, are they? They've cheered absolutely every try like it was the one that was going to decide the game.
As the bloke out the front, he keeps looking at me and giving me the thumbs in the air. You'd almost think I've caused the problem.
And the only doubt with that, Justin Hodges may have been a touch in front. He doesn't get involved. He's all the way over on the right-hand side.
Okay. No try.
Oh,
no.
What? Well, surely it can't be Hodges.
That's refereeing gone crazy.
What's wrong with you? Don't you want a highlight reel?
When Gregory gathers, the ball's then got to go 10 metres before Gillett can get involved.
They're saying Gillett.
And if it doesn't. But, yeah, it's got to travel 10.
He's talking about the 10-metre perimeter.
Oh, he's way over on this side. We didn't even see him. Yes, they're right. If you have a look at the replay when you get an opportunity, he was a long way away from where we were looking around the kick of Cronk, but he was in front.
All right, well, we take it back. And Jackson for the Blues, playing the ball just outside the 20-metre line. And Clemmer it is that takes it up the middle and able to offload. Will he rule it as a it's come down with Thaiday.
Yeah.
He's got a giant appetite, hasn't he?
Yeah, the Blues just need more tackling practice here.
Well, he's got a giant appetite, and he's got grass stains on his knees because he's been onto everything.
Been a wonderful debut by Dane Gagai. I think he's got that ball. Yes, he has. Pretty hard calling from arms and legs, but it was Dane Gagai. Here's a ball into Inglis. Thurston's coming. Inglis is taken down by Chambers goes to dummy half. Thurston, long, Cronk, short, Thaiday. I think Sam probably said, not me again, please. But he plays the ball inside 20. It's come down to Miles. He puts a kick in. Dugan puts a cover over it.
20. Leave it, John.
Not coming back this time, even though Jonathan Thurston chased as though they were behind.
Well, it's rare you say it, but he did bomb one there, Greg Inglis. I think he underestimated the defensive qualities of Josh Dugan, who made a superb tackle, but he had an unmarked player back on his inside, did Greg Inglis, but he went for the in and away on Dugan, who came up with a classic try-saver.
New South Wales now with quick passing along the line. A lot of hands, and Dugan will play the ball with 8 minutes of the game remaining. And there's Woods getting it away. That went back off Gallen. Gallen is pulled down by Thaiday with Cronk. The common denominator, isn't there, with Cooper Cronk. Game 1 last year, 8 minutes. A broken arm. The ball has gone out to Brett Morris. He puts a kick on it, and then it's gone out on the full. And will come back for a changeover where it was kicked. Cooper Cronk, yeah, he went out in game 1, got injured, came back in game 3. They won easily. And basically the same thing has repeated itself this year. Wonderful player. Brett Morris's kick. It's just out on the full. Looks of profound disappointment in the coaching box of New South Wales. Laurie Daly would have been only the second coach of New South Wales to win consecutive series. The man sitting next to me, of course, holds the record. But Laurie was about to etch his name as number 2. But that is a long way away. The Mexican wave is going around Suncorp. This crowd is absolutely thrilled to pieces. The wave goes up. It goes around. Darren Lockyer.
Nothing beats this crowd at this stadium, Nabs. We talked about ANZ, we talk about Melbourne, but the thing here is the crowd's right on top of you at every angle. And they're enjoying what they're seeing right now, and they're just loving this as Queensland rub the salt into the wounds.
In back play, Thurston and Woods have had a disagreement. I watched it quite closely. It was like they were doing the progressive barn dance. Neither of them had much energy. I think they would like to have done something more severe, but they didn't have enough energy. And Thurston taking this big fellow on. Why, Jonathan?
What about Alfie Langer just standing there looking over his shoulder at them saying, what are you two doing? Look
at this.
Look at Alfie.
What's it all about?
I'm glad it's him, not me.
Ah, dear, what a dismal night. Not if you're a Queenslander. It is if you're a Blue. And it's hard to imagine what the post-mortem in the Blues camp is going to think about this.
Wally, of the 52,500, I've looked around, nobody's left.
I think they're being pleased, Pete. I think they're getting a bit greedy and hoping for more. But it's what makes a game, helps make a game, doesn't it? Having a wonderful crowd. We've seen them here at Suncorp many times. ANZ Stadium in Sydney, the Sydney Cricket Ground and the football stadium. They make playing footy a lot of fun.
Well, I suggested earlier that maybe you can fit this on your bucket list. A decider of an origin at Lane Park or Suncorp Stadium, whichever one you want to call it, depending on, I suppose, what era you're from. What used to be a graveyard in reality then became a graveyard in football terms. Lang Park became Suncorp. and became one of the great rugby league stadiums, if not the greatest in the world. Here's Clemmer down inside 30, down to the 20, and David will play the ball. Talk about an apt Christian name. David and Goliath comes to mind, and he is 197 centimetres. Here's Thurston, play on. You've got a long run in front of you, Jonathan. Now you've got 40 to go. Here comes Mitchell. Are you going to make it? Are you going to make it? No. Well, the chicken legs, it wouldn't go quickly enough. As Guerra throws a long ball to Parker. Parker comes back. He'll play the ball 8 metres away from the line. Long, long run for this man, Thurston. And here's Chambers. 5 metres out. 7 tries. 9 from 9 for Thurston. That is Nate Miles with the ball. And they're still screaming the word Queensland. There's almost been unabating the sound of that Queensland that Billy Moore brought to the dining table in 1995. Here they go with Aidan Guerra. Aidan Guerra gets the 8th try for Queensland.
Oh, how did they do that? Last tackle, New South Wales set, and Greg Inglis throws quite a remarkable dummy half pass, stands up, and then just catches the Blues out, and the crowd are now ecstatic that the half-century has been raised. Aidan Guerra, the scorer. And the Harvey Norman replay, he just stands up. And the try scorer between Dugan and Pearce.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, the care factor at this stage is just at its absolute lowest ebb. 50 points in a deciding Origin game. Wow. Wow.
So 50 plays 6. That is the biggest winning margin by a Queensland side.
And we're not sure if it's going to be extended, Ray, because the applause now is for Justin Hodges coming up to take the conversion. And they are in a position where they are able to do this.
Now, the trick will be whether he kicks it left-footed or right-footed. And he might be undecided at the moment.
So, in his farewell game of Origin, Justin Hodges will take the kick for conversion at the 79th minute. That 40-point margin for Queensland is a record across both states. New South Wales held it at 56-16 in the Olympic year. And Queensland are going to go probably 52-6. 15 years later.
Well, the crowd are willing this over.
Come on, Justin, you can do it. There it goes. He's got it. He retires with a goal from Origin. He started with a goal and he finished with a goal. Smiles again. Smiles aplenty.
Yeah, it's all about the Maroons tonight, and right there is one of the greatest of all time. If this is to be his last Origin, and by the looks of it, that was what that was all about. And he retires with a wonderful, wonderful representative career behind him, Justin Hodges.
Here's Scott.
What an extraordinary scoreline.
Parker has been perfect. Guerra offload. Miles, little shimmy. Miles has found a shimmy. Lillyman found a left step. They found things that they didn't know they had. That's how good it's been. Here's Chambers, away, one to beat. Pull down, 10 out. 5, 4, 3, 2, and there is no more. He's given a penalty. He's given a penalty.
there's a little bit more. Although Queensland, they've pulled up stumps now. They might just have a kick for goal just to finish things off.
If you get a look at that challenge from Clemmer, that tackle.
What are you doing, mate? He's wait.
Well, they're having a committee meeting about this.
Cameron Smith just wants to kick it out and finish the game.
So that's exactly what they do. It is full time. Queensland 52, New South Wales 6.
With the man that they said was too small, too much trouble. Geez, we're glad you didn't become a Sparky.
So am I. It's one of the best feelings of your life you can have, winning a State of Origin series. You know, they wrote us off in this series, and just goes to show what a champion's side this is, a champion team. You know, it's a blessing and a privilege to put this jersey on, and I know we've done a lot of people proud throughout the state.
That was a staggering performance. I don't know if many saw that actually coming. An incredible performance from you personally. Most goals for Queensland in an Origin. You've overtaken Mal as most point scorer of all time. How does that feel?
Yeah, look, you don't play the game for the individual honours, but, you know, there's something I'll probably look back on when I retire. You know, it's a team effort, and, you know, no better way to send out our boy Hodgie in his last series and send him out the way that he deserved. You know, he's been a great servant for this state and this jersey, so we couldn't have done it without him. He's a champion.
How important was it to make sure tonight was the way you wanted it to go?
Oh, very important. You know, it was all about proving a point in the series, and after we lost the Shield last year, you know, a lot of people wrote us off, and, you know, full credit to the Blues, they pushed us there, especially in that second game, and obviously only won by 1 point in that first game, but, you know, I think it was 52 points here. Couldn't ask for a better way to finish the series.
Talk to me about the atmosphere. The crowd were just on their feet. It was like the earth was going to open up every time you touched the ball.
Look, yeah, there's no better feeling than running out in this stadium. You know the support that we get. You know, we understand what it means to the state of Queensland, to the people of Queensland. You know, they've endured a lot of heartache and natural disasters all up the East Coast. So to win with 52 points and do it for the state, you know, it's a pleasure.
You're a dead set champion, JT. That's why we love you. Thank you so much.
No worries, thank you. And thank you to the state of Queensland. You're beauty.
Gordy?
Thanks, Bonnie. Justin Hodges. I know, JT, is there a bit of a bromance there? All he did was talk about you.
Look, we're all, like I said, we're all brothers. We're all Murrays. Yeah, what more can I say? Bunch of blokes. effort they showed tonight was outstanding, and to go out the way we did, or the way I am, couldn't ask for anything better.
Is there second thoughts? Come next year, is Justin Hodges going to go, I've got one more series left in me?
Nah, mate. Last year I knew I was close. This is what I wanted. I come back for this moment to get the Shield back to Queensland, and I'm happy to leave on that one.
This atmosphere, talk us through it. You've played in grand finals, you've played test matches, you've played big origins, but I don't reckon there's anything bigger than tonight.
Nah, look, it's massive, you know, the amount of support we have back at home. Look, it's just a fairy tale ending, you know, they have 2 games away, and the last one here at Suncorp, unbelievable, mate. A great way to finish in front of my family.
Hey, and just one other thing. I train with you all the time. I've never seen you squat. How did you get that ball over?
I don't know. I saw JT do that, so I just wanted to copy one of the greats. So I had a little prayer to get it over, and lucky it went over.
Thanks, guys. Back to you.
Thanks, bro.
Well, Mal Meninga celebrates his birthday in wonderful style, doesn't he? 55 today. Involved in 62 origins, both as a player and coach. Okay, coming up next, the presentation, the 2015 Holden State of Origin Trophy, the Wally Lewis medal winner for the man of the series and, of course, the man of the match. On Gem tonight, live, free and in HD, the Ashes, the first test, England versus Australia, that is underway currently in Cardiff, Wales. We'll be back at the hotel, I hope, in time to tune in for a bit of Australia versus England. Back in a moment.